Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we'll be doing O levels biology paper 1 multiple choice. The code for O levels biology is 5090 and this is variant 11 of May June 2023. This paper is of 1 hour. It have 40 questions and each have 4 possible answers and you have to choose the correct one and record your choice using a soft pencil on a multiple choice answer sheet. Question number 1, which description applies to the red blood cells? So red blood cells do not have cell wall nor they have nucleus. Option E is correct. As red blood cells are animal cells, so they do not contain cell wall and they do not have nucleus because they carry oxygen and they need more space to carry oxygen. Question number 2. A green leaf plant produces spores. To which belong does the plant belong? Which group does the plant belong? So the plant that produces spores belong to the ferns group. Which statement is always correct for both diffusion and osmosis? So the correct statement for diffusion and osmosis is that they involve the movement of particles down a concentration gradient. So option B is correct. Question 4. The graph shows the effect of oxygen on the uptake of ions by the two set of berry plants. So the first one, high concentration of oxygen available. You can see the graph on the screen and the low concentration of oxygen available for the berry plants. So except for oxygen availability, both the berry plants are kept or set in the condition were grown in identical conditions. Which process is taking place to explain the difference between the curve? Okay. So more oxygen is produced, or you can say they have higher concentration of oxygen. So more active transport, more uptake of ions, low concentration of oxygen, less active transport, less concentration or less uptake of ions. So option A is correct for question number 4, which is active transport. Question number 5, a student test sample of food. The results are shown. First is color after adding the biotic solution and heating. So biotic solution is used to test for reducing sugars. The original color of biotic solution is blue. When it converts into red, it means the reducing sugar is present in the sample. Then the color of adding burette reagent, it turns purple. Burette reagent color is blue. If it turns purple, it means that the proteins is present in the food sample. Then color after adding iodine solution. So iodine is used to test starch, and the initial color of iodine solution is yellow brown, and when it converts into blue black, so it means that the starch is present. So red color means reducing sugars are present, protein is present. So option B is correct. Option C is correct for question number 5, which is protein and reducing sugar only. Question number 6, the graph shows the effect of substrate concentration on the rate of controlled enzyme controlled reaction. The result have been obtained using the fixed concentration of enzyme at 30 degrees Celsius. So which statement explains the shape of the graph from X to Y? Okay, the denaturation of the denaturation of enzyme molecule is increasing. No. The enzyme active sites not fully occupied. Yes. So option B is correct because the graph between X and Y is increasing but in a decreasing way. So this statement explains the graph curve that the enzymes active site are not all occupied. Question number 7. The graph shows how the rate of photosynthesis in a plant varies with the light intensity. So the rate of photosynthesis is on y-axis and the light intensity is on x-axis. The light intensity is only limiting factor. No, the Which statement is correct? Between point PQ on the graph, the light intensity is the limiting factor. Is the factor that is limiting the rate of photosynthesis? Yes. Between Q and R, this another limiting factor, or there is another limiting factor of limiting the rate of a factor that limits the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, so statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, means option C is correct. Question number 8, the diagram shows the part of a transverse section through a leaf. Three parts, three regions. What are the main functions of the three labeled regions? Region 1 is vascular bundle, and the function of vascular bundle is to transport. Region 2 is spongy mesophyll with air, with the intercellular air spaces. These are the intercellular air spaces where gas exchange occurs. Region 3 is palisade mesophyll, and the palisade mesophyl's main function is to do the process of photosynthesis. So, while remembering its function and looking into the options given, the correct option for question number 8 is C. Region 1 transport, region 2 gas exchange, region 3 photosynthesis. Question number 9. Which description of the function of the root hair cell is correct? Let's read out the options. Option A, root hair cell absorb iron by active transport and osmosis. No. Root hair absorb iron by only osmosis. No. Root hair absorb water by active transport. No. Root hair absorb water by osmosis. Yes. Option D is correct for question number 9. Question number 10. Which condition result in the highest rate of transpiration in a plant? Highest rate of transpiration. Okay, though the rate of transpiration is directly proportional to temperature, and rate of transpiration is inversely proportional to humidity. When humidity increases, rate of transpiration decreases. When temperature increases, rate of transpiration increases. Okay, let's look. They are asking for the highest rate of transpiration. So high temperature, high rate of transpiration. High temperature is option R, D or B. And highest rate of transpiration means low humidity, high rate of transpiration. So low humidity is 60, which is on B. So option B is correct for question number 10. Question number 11. Which disease can be result of dietary deficiency of both a mineral and a vitamin? Anemia? No. Diabetes? No. Rickets? Yes. So correct option for question number 11 is C. Question number 12. A student states the concentration of the circular muscles push the content forward. Which process is being described? You all know that this is peristalsis. Question number 13. An investigation is carried out on digestion and absorption in the alimentary canal. The diagram shows the apparatus used. So this is the diagram. The whisking tube is permeable to small molecules such as glucose, but not to large molecules such as starch. So this is the whisking tube that is permeable to glucose but not to starch. So the whisking tube contains the starch solution and amylase solution. Starch solution and amylase. Amylase is the enzyme in starch solution. This is the whisking tube shown. This is beaker. Water is at 36 degrees Celsius. This is the glass rod supporting the whisking tube. After 1 hour, sample of water in the beaker was tested with biotic and iodine solution. Which color are obtained? Okay. So when the water of the beaker is tested with the biotic and the iodine solution, So it is mentioned above that small molecules such as glucose can go through the whisking tube. Starch is broken down by amylase enzyme, which is present in the solution and is converted into glucose. And this glucose, the most small molecules of glucose come out from the whisking tube and enters the beaker. So the binetic color obtained after heating with the binetic solution. So it would be red. We have two options for red, option C or either D. And the color obtained by adding the iodine solution would be blue, black, or would be yellow, brown, because the starch molecules cannot pass the permeable membrane, partially permeable membrane of the whisking tube. So the test for the starch is negative in the water. However, the test for the glucose is positive. So option D is correct for question number 13. Question number 14. Some students were each given the apparatus shown: mouth pipe, rubber bug, lime water, test tube T, test tube U, glass tube. They place the mouth pipe in their mouths and then gently breathe in and out through the apparatus 10 times. Which statement describes what happens when they breathe in and out? So let's read out the statements. When they breathe in, air from the room bubbled through the whisking tube U and the lime water becomes cloudy in tube U. No. When they breathe out, air from the lungs bubbled through the tube T and the lime water becomes cloudy in the tube T. I can show you diagram too. No. Then option C, when they breathe in, the air from the room bubbled through the tube T and the lime water remained clear in tube T. So this option may be correct. Then let's read the last statement. When they breathe out, the air from their lungs bubble through the test tube U and the lime water becomes clear in test tube U. No. So option C is correct. How when they breathe in, the air enters the test tube T, but the lime waters remain clear. It doesn't become cloudy. But when they exhaled out, so the lime water, the air from this tube comes to this tube. And here the carbon dioxide concentration is more. It is 4% in the expired air. So here the lime water becomes cloudy. While here, when they breathe in, the carbon dioxide concentration was 0.04%. So here the carbon dioxide concentration was low. However, here the carbon dioxide concentration was high. So that's why the lime water would become clear in test tube T. Question number 15. How many molecules of carbon dioxide will be produced from the breakdown of 2 molecules of glucose in aerobic respiration? Okay. So let's write how many molecules of carbon dioxide will be produced from the breakdown of 2. For example, now let's write the equation here. 2C6H12 O6 plus oxygen would be given carbon dioxide plus water. So here are 2 6 are 12. Here we will have 6. So in total, you can easily see that 12 how many 12 molecules of carbon dioxide are produced. Then which Equation shows the type of the respiration that can cause an oxygen depth in the muscle during the previous exercise. Oxygen depth means less, or you can say the shortage of oxygen. So let's read out the options. Glucose, this option is totally incorrect because glucose plus oxygen, carbon dioxide, water is the equation for aerobic respiration. Then glucose, lactic acid, yes. So this option B is correct for question number 16. In humans, the equation for anaerobic respiration is glucose give lactic acid, which causes oxygen depth in the muscles during the rigorous exercise. Question number 17. The blood pressure was measured in the pulmonary artery, pulmonary capillaries, and pulmonary vein. Which blood pressure result would be correct? Let's read out the options. So, blood pressure in the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery takes the blood away from the heart. Then then the blood pressure in the pulmonary capillaries and the blood pressure in the pulmonary vein. So the blood pressure in the pulmonary vein would be less as veins have less blood pressure. However, the blood pressure in pulmonary capillaries would be a bit high as compared to veins, and the artery will have the highest pressure in total. So option A is correct for question number 17. Question number 18. Which component of the blood engulfs pathogen? So we all know that the white blood cells are are for protection of our body from the pathogens. So which type of, you have to identify the type of white blood cell that engulfs the pathogen. So the phagocytes engulf the pathogens, however, the lymphocytes make memory cells. Question number 19. What would help reduce transmission of malaria? So using mosquito net will help reduce the transmission of malaria. Option C is correct for question number 19. Question number 20. The diagram shows the some death rate from the lung cancer in a country amongst the smoker and non-smoker. The average number of cigarettes smoked per day, death from the lung cancer per year by 10 per year 10,000, 100,000 people. What can be concluded from this data? So have a look on the data. Average number of cigarettes 0, 10% people died, then 1 to 14 to 78, 15 to 25, 27, then 26 to 20, 26 or more. So 215. What can be concluded from this data? Let's read out the options. People who get lung cancer are likely to be a smoker of 26 or more. No. People who do not smoke will not get lung cancer. But according to the data, you can see that the one who do not smoke cigarettes get lung cancer. 10% you can say got the lung cancer. People who smoke have a higher chance of getting lung cancer. Yes, you can see in the overall data that the people who are smoking, they have higher chance. The more they smoke, the more the chances increase for getting the lung cancer. So statement C or option C seems correct, but let's read the option D too. Smoking is only cause of the lung cancer. So no, smoking isn't the only cause, because when 0 people are smoking, but 10% of them are still having lung cancer. So option C is correct for question number 20. Question number 21. What is One way that develop antibiotic resistant bacteria can be minimized. Sharing antibiotics with family members, no. Use of antibiotics only when essential, yes. So overuse of antibiotics cause the antibiotic resistant cause the bacteria to become antibiotic resistant. So use of antibiotics when essential can prevent or minimize the antibiotic resistant bacteria development. What are the effects of human immunodeficiency virus on the immune system? So this HIV or its full form is human immunodeficiency virus, makes the immune system weak. Antibodies production decreases, and the number of lymphocytes also decreases. So option A is correct for question number 22. Question number 23, the blood in the renal vein has a different composition to the blood in the renal artery. Yes. How is the blood in the renal vein different? Okay. Less carbon dioxide. How is the blood in the renal vein different? Less carbon dioxide, less urea, less water. So less urea and less water are correct, but less carbon dioxide is incorrect. So option A is incorrect. Less oxygen. Yes. More urea, less water. More urea is incorrect, but they both are correct. So this is also incorrect because one is incorrect. Then more carbon dioxide, less urea, less water. Yes, this is correct. So option C is correct for question number 23. Option C is correct because the renal vein, where is it? Renal vein carries more carbon dioxide as it is as renal artery have given more oxygen to the kidneys, and it carries less urea and less water too. Question number 24. The diagram shows in reflex arc a person was involved. Where it went. A person was involved in an accident and their arm was injured. The sensory neurons at X were cut. Which statement describes what happens if the person touches a hot object with their fingers? Okay. Statement A, the person is not able to feel their finger touching the hot object, but is able to move their finger away from the heat stimulus. So this option seems correct because if the X there are sensory neurons and they were cut, so the person cannot feel the hot object that he cannot feel that the he's touching the hot object, but he can easily move his finger away from the heat stimulus. So I don't think so that you need to read other statement, but you should read them. Option B is the person is not able to feel their finger touching the hot object or move their finger away from the object. So option B is incorrect because its first statement is correct, as same it is similar as the above one, but its next statement that the person cannot move their hand from the heat stimulus is incorrect. So that's why option B is also incorrect. Option C, the person can feel their heat stimulus. No, the person can't feel the heat stimulus because the sensory neurons were cut. Option D is the receptor cell in the person's finger were not stimulated by the heat. So it is also incorrect. Question number 25. The diameter of a person's pupil is measured as the light intensity is varied. During which time period does the light intensity increases fastest? Increase in light intensity fastest. As the light intensity increases, so the size of the pupil decreases. So you can say that light intensity is inversely proportional to the size of pupil. Light intensity increases, size of pupil decreases. So the light intensity is direct inversely proportional to the size of the pupil. Light intensity increases, size of pupil decreases. They are asking to identify during which period does the light intensity increases fastest. So we can see that light intensity increase, graph is decreasing at B or D. One of them would be the correct answer. At D, there is a steep slope. It means that light intensity increase the fastest. However, at B, there is also a slope, but the slope isn't steep. So the correct option for question number 25 is D. Question number 26. On a warm sunny day, a swimmer climbed out of the pool and sits on the edge to dry. After a few minutes, the swimmer's skin begins to feel cool. What causes this to happen? Let's read out the options. The body temperature drops until it reaches the air temperature. No. Muscle and other organs stop producing heat from respiration. No. Sunlight causes the hypothalamus to begin the process that increases the heat loss. No. Water on the skin absorbs heat from the body and evaporates. Yes. So option D is correct for question number 26. Question 27. A genetic disorder causes too much insulin to be secreted. What is the effect of secretion of too much insulin? When the function of insulin is to reduce the blood glucose concentration. So when too much insulin is reduced, what is the effect of the secretion of too much insulin? Let's read out the option. Blood glucose concentration is low. No. When glucose can be detected in urine. No. Glucose level is in the liver is low. No. Less glucose is converted into glycogen. So the option D would be incorrect. Option C would the glucose level in the liver is low. No. Glucose level can be detected in urine. No. Blood glucose concentration is low. Yes. So option A is correct for question number 27. Uh, makes as insulin is released when the blood glucose level is high, so the function of insulin is to reduce the glucose level. When it is released too much, so the blood glucose level decreases. Question number 28. Exin is the chemical produced by the plants. What is the role of exin? It stimulates the cell in the plant shoot to elongate. Yes. So exin is responsible for the cell elongation, or you can say the bending of the cells. So option A is correct for question number 28. Question number 29. The diagram shows the cell X, which contains 24 chromosomes. It divides by mitosis to produce cell Z and Y. Number of chromosomes. Mitosis is a cell division in which the cells are identical. Number of chromosomes are same. 24 is the correct answer. Question 30. What is a feature of asexual reproduction in a plant? All the offsprings will will grow to an identical height. No. Asexual reproduction means mitosis. Any seed any seed produced will be identical. No. The plant need to carry out the process of meiosis. No. The offspring will have identical genotype. Yes. So option D is correct for question number 30. The diagram shows the part of a plant which labeled part will develop into a seed following the fertilization. Okay, so the B part will develop into the seed, which is overview, or you can say